Let's go. What is up, Man Hour Nation, and welcome to the Man Hour NFL Talk, guys, your go-to spot for live, raw, uncut NFL talk. Guys, I'm so glad you're here with us before we dive into today's action. Let me tell you a little bit about the manhourradio.com. That is where you can grab all your exclusive merchandise, check out our source, our latest blogs, and stay up to date everything that's happening over here at the Man Hour Nation. If you're repping the Man Hour, that is the place to do it. And hey, do not forget to hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, and of course, share us with a couple friends because sharing is caring at the end of the day. And be sure to turn on all notifications because that is the best way to stay connected with us to make sure you never miss a live interactive show. But wait, there is even more. That's right, guys. You can become a Pigskin Pundit today. That is our members-only community where you can get free entry into all of our weekly NFL pick'ems, giveaways, and of course, you get exclusive merch as well. You also get access to extra live streams that only our Pigskin Pundits get. So if you want the full Man Hour experience, guys, send up here and join the squad. Now, guys, this is a live interactive show, so please sure to comment down below. I want to hear from you. I want to hear your thoughts and your opinions and your hottest of the hottest takes because we're all about the conversation right here on the Man Hour. So let's go ahead and welcome some people in the show. We got the old man, River Pigskin Pundit himself.
Get you some.
We have a poll going here, guys, over at Facebook.com. And, of course, YouTube.com. You guys have not voted yet already. Is simply put, who is going to win the AFC West? And Old Man River says it's a no-brainer. He didn't give an answer, but he said an old no-brainer. But I can tell you a lot of the fans from today, we posted a community post over here on YouTube.com at 1:30 every day. And guys, the Buffalo Bills are running away with it, right? And then of course, on Facebook.com, I think there's about 2,000 votes, and the Buffalo Bills have about 80% of the votes. Everybody is liking the Buffalo Bills this particular season. So definitely, I definitely feel like it is definitely the Bills' division to lose at this particular point, right? Then we got my man Alpha Rob in the chat as well. He says Bills without a question. Of course, Alpha Rob is a Bills fan, so do not get that twisted. But yes, I think everybody's kind of leaning toward the Bills, but we'll see what happens coming. And then Alpha Rob says Justin Fields is trash. We'll see. We will see. We'll see. And Alpha Rob says, who is the MVP? Because I said, when Alpha Rob says Justin Fields is trash, and I said, and Josh Allen is it? And yes, Josh Allen was the MVP last season. But yeah. And we have to have that before and whenever we get drafted the first round. Who is he? Ray Gay. We're talking about a punter. Who cares about punters? If you are excited for a punter in Las Vegas, something is wrong with you. That means you get to see your punter way too much. Most teams do not know who their punters are because they don't get to see them that much. If you know who your punter is, more than likely, you're not a very good team. Sorry, Las Vegas Raiders fans. It is what it is. But guys, let's get into the way too early AFC West win-loss predictions going into the 2025 NFL season. Let's start here right up at the top. And let's start with the one and only Miami Dolphins. Guys, let's not sugarcoat this at all. The 2025 schedule did not do the Miami Dolphins any favors. Between the tough road trips, prime-time letdowns, and a brutal second-half stretch, this year could be a gut check for Mike McDaniels and his squad. So the question is, guys, how many games can they actually win in 2025? Let's dive into the way too early win-loss predictions for the Miami Dolphins, and it does not start well. It starts on the road, taking on the Indianapolis Colts, and they do lose this game. They lose the game, even with Jonathan Taylor a little out of his prime, but the Colts still have a strong defense and a mobile Anthony Richardson. Miami Dolphins come out at flat, and it cost them. It cost them the 0-1 start to start the season. And then week number 2, they are back at home. They're taking on the one and only New England Patriots, and the Miami Dolphins, I think, take care of business come week 2. The Patriots offense still lacks firepower, and the Miami Dolphins find just enough rhythm to get their first win of the season, moving into 1-1 on the season. And then week 3, short work week, Thursday night game on the road, not ideal, especially early in the season, and especially when it's the Buffalo Bills. It's even worse. The Dolphins get outmuscled in a physical AFC East battle, and the Buffalo Bills just walk all over them, giving the Miami Dolphins a second loss of the season. But then week 4, a bounce-back win at home, right? They take on the New York Football Jets, and they get the win. I think Garrett Wilson gets his numbers, but the Jets offense under Justin Fields isn't consistent enough. The Miami defense makes sure he makes just enough plays to get the win. Moving them through the first quarter of the season, Miami Dolphins sit at 2-2. They are treading water, but with 2 huge divisional wins already, the foundation is solid. That said, the storm is coming. The storm is coming because weeks 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9, it does not get easy. First things first is week 5, they do travel to Carolina. This one feels like a trap game. Bryce Young finally looks comfortable, and the Carolina Panthers defense forces Tua into some key mistakes. Miami Dolphins drop one they probably shouldn't have in this particular one. Week number 6, Jim Harbaugh and the Chargers come rolling into year 2, and this feels like a measuring stick game, and the Miami Dolphins just are not physical enough up front to handle the LA Chargers, giving them yet another loss on the season. That's 2 in a row, moving them to 2-4 on the season. And then week number 7, they travel to Cleveland. Cleveland in October means weather is starting to shift, and this game turns into a grind. Miami offense sputters, and their losing streak builds, giving them yet another loss, 2-5 on the season. And then week number 8, they're back on the road yet again. Another road game and another loss. The Falcons' defense is going to be no joke under Raheem Morris heading into yet another year. And the Dolphins can't keep pace in a low-scoring battle. 2-6. Moving into week 8, Least are back at home, but Lamar Jackson and the Baltimore Ravens come in and light up the Dolphins' defense. It's starting to get really dark in South Beach really, really fast. So through 9 weeks, they're sitting at the record of 2-7. Let's pause. After 9 games, guys, the Miami Dolphins are going to be 2-7 with 5 straight losses. And the season's slipping away fast. From offensive struggles to a schedule that's stacked with playoff teams, this is a kind of stretch that you can break a locker room and break it quickly, because it does not get any easier for the Miami Dolphins going into week 10. Now, week 10, they do fight back. Miami Dolphins got a little bit of fight left in them as they play the Buffalo Bills in Miami. This is a statement win. They split the series with Buffalo and finally show a little bit of life on both sides of the ball, but it does not carry over to week 11 when they have yet another home game versus the Washington Commanders. And just like that, guys, the momentum is gone. Dan Quinn's defense harasses Tua, and the Washington sneaks out of Miami with a surprise win, moving them to 3-8 on the season. Excuse me. Now, week 12, bye week. This break could not come out of a better time. The world is falling apart in Miami. Tyreek Hill wants out. Jalen Waddle is just sitting there waddling around, doesn't know what to do. Tua might be on the IR at this particular point. Hell, they could be on their 17th defensive end yet again. But week 13, they're rested and they're refocused. Miami handles business. The Saints offense can't get anything going, and this becomes a get-right game, moving them to 4-8 on the season. But week 14, they go into MetLife in December. No thanks. Fields has one of his best games of the year, and the Jets take the season split, moving the Miami Dolphins to 4-9 on the season. So weeks 14 through 14 weeks, guys, they're 4-9 record. 4 wins in 14 weeks. It's been a roller coaster and a lot more drops than climbs. Injuries, inconsistencies, and a brutal midseason stretch have the team searching for answers. Still, there's a little bit of hope left. They could potentially muster out 8 wins still to end out the season. But week 15, they travel to Pittsburgh. Cold weather game, Pittsburgh's defense, December football, classic recipe for yet another loss. Miami Dolphins does keep it close, just not close enough, moving them to 4-10 on the season. And then week 16, they're back at home. Finally, something to cheer about, whether it's a banged-up Bengals team or a breakout performance by the Miami Dolphins young star. Miami Dolphins get a quality win here and beat the Bengals, moving into 5-10. Then week 17, this one hurts. Baker Mayfield or not, the Tampa Bay Buccaneers come in and out-physical the Dolphins. Another game where the Miami Dolphins just cannot match the toughness, giving them yet the 11th loss of the season. And then week 18, they travel to New England. A season ended up just like it began, a loss in the AFC, but the Dolphins go out with the whimper, and the major offseason questions start to swirl as they do lose to the Patriots, moving to 5-12. So, guys, that is it. My way too early predictions for the Miami Dolphins to finish the 2025 season is 5-12. It's a year that started with promise, right? Crashed out midseason and they never fully recovered. The schedule was relentless and the team simply wasn't built for this kind of punishment. AKA Mike McDaniel should be on the hot seat yet again. This time he should be out. But guys, do you guys think the Miami Dolphins can turn things around this season, or is it already looking like a rebuild is on the horizon? Guys, drop your comments down below and record your predictions in the comments below as well. Hit the subscribe button, hit the like button, and remember that we're live Monday through Friday at 9 p.m. East Coast time right here at youtube.com and, of course, facebook.com. It's a live interactive show, so make sure your comments down below and be a part of the conversation. Let's bring up the comments. Old Man River says 6'11", and that's why Dan Marino is in the building. I think he's on the hot seat. Listen, I don't care if Dan Marino's in there. I don't care if what's-his-face from the undefeated Miami Dolphins season is like in there. It doesn't matter. You can have Bill Parcells and Tom Brady at their peaks in Miami, and the Miami Dolphins are still going to Miami Dolphins this season. They are still a losing team. Mike McDaniels has to be on the hot seat. He has 3 wins over teams that are 500. 500 or better, he has 3 wins. This year, they're going to play a lot of teams that are above 500. When you consistently play teams above 500 and you cannot beat those teams, something is wrong, brother. Something is wrong. But why is Dan Marino in the building? Like, is he there to help the quarterbacks, or like, I didn't hear anything about Dan Marino being in there? Let me know, Old Man River. Alpha Rob says 8-9. Isn't Hill out the first couple months? I thought he was progressing well. I thought the wrist surgery that he had was only going to put him out via training camp, basically until like August, right? But who knows? Only Tyreek Hill knows, and the Miami Dolphins know, and his 15 baby mamas. But I do not know. If he isn't out the first couple months, honestly, that might be a blessing in disguise for the Miami Dolphins, because let's be honest, Tyreek Hill is a cancer. The Kansas City Chiefs got better when they got rid of Tyreek Hill. They learned how to spread the ball around per se. Tua might grow into a better quarterback if Tyreek Hill is out the first couple months of the season, especially the first 6 weeks there. Maybe they can be 4-4-2 going into Cleveland. That would be nice. That would be nice. Old Man River says Dan Marino is coaching, I'm sure, and the quarterback productivity. I'm sure what you mean there. I'm sure what you mean there. But I do have them finishing at 5-12 this particular season. Not a good outlook because Tyreek Hill already wants out as is. And then if you play like you did last season, it's going to be a long, long season. Let's just be honest about it. But let's move on. Let's move on to the one and only Buffalo Bills. And if you thought the windows was closing on the Buffalo Bills, think again, guys. Josh Allen and the Buffalo Bills are out here to prove that they're still the team to beat in the AFC East, if not the AFC. The 2025 schedule, it's tough, but most of their big games are at home this season. They got a very favorable schedule. But let's break down the way too early win-loss predictions for the Buffalo Bills, guys. So, week number 1, they do open with the Baltimore Ravens. This is a game of rock, paper, scissors, and I do think that this continues on into this season as well, as I do think the Ravens can beat the Buffalo Bills in the playoffs. Or sorry, the Bills can beat the Ravens in the playoffs. This is regular season. Week number 1, guys, opening season at Orchard Park against Lamar Jackson and the Baltimore Ravens. This game is called a tone setter. This game is I'm going to come back there and smack your mama in the mouth. And the Bills set the tone with a complete win on both sides of the ball, moving them to 1-0 on the season. And then week number 2, Justin Fields might have the keys in New York, but the Jets still aren't ready to knock off Buffalo. The defense rattles Fields, and Allen makes the necessary plays, moving them to 2-0 on the season. Week number 3, short week, divisional matchup. It doesn't matter. The Buffalo Bills handle Miami Dolphins at home like they've done before. 3 games in, 3 wins. Now, week number 4, the Buffalo Bills stay hot. They stay hot, and the Saints offense cannot keep up. And this one is over by halftime, moving the Buffalo Bills over the New England Saints to move them to 4-0 on the season. Week number 5, they play the New England Patriots. Yes, the Patriots are still rebuilding under a new regime, and the Buffalo Bills take full advantage of it. This one was never in doubt, moving them to 5-0 on the season. And then week 6, they play the Atlanta Falcons at Atlanta. The Atlanta Falcons guys are scrappy, but they don't have a quarterback play to match the Buffalo Bills quarterback play. Let's just be honest. Josh Allen is the best quarterback in the NFL right now, and the defense comes up yet big again, moving them to 6-0 on the season. So through the first 6 weeks, guys, they have 6 wins, 0 losses. The Bills are perfect. The offense is clicking, the defense is making plays, and they're building separation in the AFC quickly. The bye week couldn't come at a better time to get rest and reloaded because week number 7, they do have the bye week. A little early, but you know what? They're clicking. Why not, right? So week number 8, right out of the bye week, the Buffalo Bills roll into Carolina and they handle business. The Panthers do not have any weapons to compete, and it shows early. Over by halftime, 7-0. Rolling into week 9, they do play the Kansas City Chiefs. Now, this is yet another statement win for the Buffalo Bills over the Kansas City Chiefs in the regular season. Patrick Mahomes comes into town, but the Buffalo Bills get revenge over the past playoff heartbreaks, and Allen outduels him in front of a raucous crowd. The Buffalo Bills beat the Kansas City Chiefs yet again in the regular season, moving them to 8-0. Now, week number 10, all good things must come to an end. When you travel to Miami in the first half of the season, it just kind of sucks because it's hot, it's humid, and the Miami Dolphins right now are just not very good. Miami Dolphins is playing with desperation at this point, and the Bills come out a little bit flat. The first loss of the season, but the Bills still are sitting in a really, really good spot, sitting at 8-1. So 9 games in, the Buffalo Bills are sitting near the top of the NFL, if not at the top of the NFL. They've already beaten the Kansas City Chiefs. They swept the Jets and proven they can win big, tough matchups versus the Baltimore Ravens as well. But the AFC is not letting up, and neither is the schedule, because week number 11, they're back at home, but they're back in the win column. The Tampa Bay Buccaneers put up a great fight, but Allen and the rest of the boys are just too much to handle. I think Keenan Coleman kindly steps out and makes himself present in week 11 here. And then week number 12, they travel to Houston. Now, this game might surprise a lot of people, but I think C.J. Stroud goes off. I think the Texans steal this one late, and it's a reminder that no game is ever safe in the NFL. There's no gimme games in the NFL, especially against the Houston Texans, moving them to 9-2 on the season. Week 13, they're back on the road, playing a very physical Pittsburgh Steelers defense here, but they don't have much offense to match the Buffalo punch for punch. Allen makes some magic and silence that crowd early, moving them to 10-2 on the season. Week 14, they're back at home. This one means a lot. They're taking on the Cincinnati Bengals. Joe Burrow comes into town, but the Buffalo Bills are locked in. Huge fourth quarter puts the Buffalo Bills over the top in another playoff-like type atmosphere, moving them to 11-2 on the season. So, guys, through 14 weeks, 11-2 record. The Buffalo Bills are cooking. They have advantage over old rivals. They've won big road games and only dropped 2, of which it came in trap games, right? With the playoffs in sight, it's all about momentum now, because week number 15, they pretty much have the division locked up. They're playing for seeding at this particular point. They travel to New England in week 15, as divisional games are never easy, but the Buffalo Bills have too much firepower. The Patriots try to slow it down, but the Bills grind out yet another win, moving them to 12-2 on the season. Week 16, they travel to Cleveland. Cleveland's defense is legit, but their offense, not so much. Not enough to trade scores with the Buffalo Bills in the cold. The Buffalo Bills train keeps rolling, baby. 13-2. But then week 17, the Eagles come into town and punch the Buffalo Bills in the mouth. This is a potential Super Bowl preview, and the Philly gets the edge in the trenches, moving then the Buffalo Bills to 13-3 on the season. And then week 18, the Buffalo Bills close out the season strong at home. Whether it's for playoff seeding or pride, they handle the Jets and lock in yet another dominant regular season, 14-3. So, guys, there you have it. My way too early prediction for the Buffalo Bills is sitting at 14-3. This is a Super Bowl caliber team. Let me repeat that for the people in the back. This is a Super Bowl caliber team. They've got the quarterback, they've got the experience, and now they have the motivation. If they stay healthy, look out AFC. The Buffalo Bills are coming this season. But guys, do you think the Buffalo Bills can finally get over the hump this season and make it to the Super Bowl? Drop your thoughts and drop your record predictions down in the comments below. Be sure to hit the subscribe button, hit the like button. Remember, we're live Monday through Friday at 9 p.m. East Coast time right here at youtube.com and, of course, facebook.com. But this is a live interactive show. Let me hop in the chat and see what you guys are talking about. Old Man River says that schedule is weak. Bro, how is it weak? They play the Eagles, they play the Bengals, they play the Steelers, Texans, Buccaneers, then they play the Chiefs, and then they play the Ravens. That is the easiest schedule, right? But I mean, the bonus for the Buffalo Bills is most of their tough games are at home. The only really tough game they have on the road, period, is against the Houston Texans, right? The Texans, which beat them pretty soundly last season, but that's last season, right? But yes, they do have a easier schedule. I will give you that one. I do agree, right? But I do have them finishing 14-3 to end the season. I think we're right there. But no, remember, we're saying 15-2. 15-2. That would be tough. Alpha Rob says 15-2 or 14-3 if you finally get the most important number 1 seed. And you are exactly right, Alpha Rob. If you are a Buffalo Bills fan and you have the opportunity to host an AFC championship game, the last game ever at Orchard Park, my Lord, that place would be rocking. That place would be loud. There might be a freaking earthquake measurement at that particular time. If the Buffalo Bills get the number 1 seed and they host the AFC championship game, whether it be versus the Kansas City Chiefs or the Ravens or the Houston Texans or somebody else crazy that could come up there like the Bengals, right? It is going to be home field advantage 101. If they get the number 1 seed, look out, guys. Look out, look out, look out. Real McCoy is saying 14-3 as well. Guys, do we see the Buffalo Bills at all being a below 11, 12-win team? Because, I mean, let's say they lose to the Ravens. Let's say they lose to the Kansas City Chiefs. We're still looking at, 12-5. Can like anybody else beat them? Like, let's say they lose all of these good games, right? The Ravens. Then they lose to the Chiefs, hypothetically speaking, right? Then they lose to the Buccaneers. They lose to the Texans. Let's say they lose to the Eagles. I guess you could throw the Steelers in there potentially, but like 6 wins tops? Guys, there is no way that the Buffalo Bills are getting under 11 or 12 wins this season. I think 12 wins is the floor. Hell, I could even see them going 16-1, to be honest. I could see them going 16-1. If they're rolling through the Ravens, they're rolling through the Chiefs, and like everybody else, they may not get that hiccup loss to the Houston Texans. They didn't show up, week 4 or week 5 last season? The Texans beat them down. They might want that revenge loss. Or if the Eagles come into town. Orchard Park, week 17, you have 2 13-win teams at that particular point battling week 17. That place is going to be rowdy. Hell, it would not shock. 17-0 would not shock me either. Sheesh, man. First 7 games, man. Name the first 7 games. The first 7 games for the Buffalo Bills this season: Ravens, Jets, Dolphins, Saints, Patriots, Falcons, bye, and then they got the Panthers. I guess you can say they have 2 tough games. 2 tough games. Ravens and at the Falcons. Falcons is a really, really good home team, right? Falcons are a really good home team, I do believe. Real McCoy says the Bills, this is the Bills' year to win it all. Honestly, Real McCoy, if the Bills do not at least make it to the AFC Championship game this season, the curse is real. Let's just be honest. If the Buffalo Bills do not make it to the AFC Championship game this season, the curse is real. Alpha Rob, we talked about this. You need to go get a goat. No, I guess that was James. Either way, Alpha Rob, you need to go get a goat. You need to get season tickets, and that needs to be your service animal. You need to take it to all the home games. Break that curse, man. Break it somehow, some way. Alpha Rob says no. They won 13 last year. This year's defense is better. Bosa having a big year. The defense 100% is better. No question about it. The defense is a hell of a lot better. I think the defensive scheme is better as well. Because last year they played that stupid-ass bend, don't break defense. The stupidest defense in the NFL. Hell, the stupidest defense in high school, Little League, Pop Warner, college, high school, whatever you want to call it. The bend, don't break defense. Let's get that crap out of here. That basically says that we cannot stop anybody, and then hopefully they fumble themselves or get tired in the red zone. That's the bend, don't break defense. So all you high school coaches out there saying, oh, we play a bend, don't break defense, we're going to give them cushion until we get in the red zone. No, you just don't know how to play defense. That's what it comes down to. That is what it comes down to. Old Man River says, agree. Check good Roger Goodell's bank account for the favorable schedule. Listen, that is tough. I mean, granted, it is not their fault that they play the NFC South, right? NFC South is arguably one of the worst divisions in football. It is not their problem that they play the AFC North either. They got some bad teams in there. Bengals, Browns, right? It's just luck of the draw, right? Now, the luck of the draw also got them a lot of good home games. Eagles, Chiefs, Ravens, but we do digress. We do digress. Joe Nicholas Sr. says Miami goes 15-2. Bucket. Bro. Joe, first of all, man, thank you for your comment. But if the Miami Dolphins go 15-2, Joe, I will shave every hair on my body. If the Miami Dolphins go 15-2, I will go out there and buy a Tua jersey or a Tyreek Hill. I will probably buy a Zach Taylor jersey because I think those are the best jerseys out there. The Zach Taylor era of Miami Dolphins, those are the best jerseys. And Zach Taylor was an amazing player. I love Zach Taylor. If the Miami Dolphins go 15-2, I will wax every part of my body. I will wear that jersey every day until the Miami Dolphins lose in the playoffs. That is what I would do. But we all know that's not going to happen, man. Come on, dog. Come on. Old Man River says the 85 Bears 46 defense was arguably one of the greatest in NFL history. Who cares about the 4-6 defense? That was so 1985. You cannot play a 4-6 defense now. It's just not plausible. Just not plausible. You cannot have 6 linebackers or 6 slow non-safeties on the field anymore. It just does not work. But they are not the bend, don't break defense either. If you have a bend, don't break defense, something is wrong with you. It means you're not a very good defensive coordinator. You don't know how to scheme a system. I'm calling people out. That's what it is. I'm calling you out. If you're watching the show, you know exactly who you are. I'm calling you out. But guys, let's move on. Let's move on to the New York Football Jets. The Aaron Rodgers era is officially over. The Zach Wilson project officially done. Now it's Justin Fields' turn in New York, and the pressure is on. New head coach, Justin Fields, all the expectations in the world. The Jets head into 2025, guys, with a new identity under center, but yet some familiar problems that are still lingering around the team. But will the talent finally meet the moment? Guys, let's dive into the way too early win-loss predictions for the New York Football Jets heading into the 2025 NFL season. Week number 1, they're at home, taking on Justin Fields' former team, the Pittsburgh Steelers. Justin Fields' debut in green comes against a gritty Pittsburgh Steelers defense, and it is a rude welcome to the 2025 NFL season. The Jets struggle to protect Justin Fields, and the Pittsburgh controls the tempo, and they win in a blowout. The Steelers win, dropping the Jets to 0-1 to start the season. And then week number 2, Buffalo continues to own the division, and the Jets are no exception here. Josh Allen looks sharp, and Fields just can't match the firepower, moving the Jets to 0-2 to start the season. Then week number 3, They travel to Tampa Bay to take on the Buccaneers. Baker Mayfield and the Bucs are sneaky tough at home. The Jets fall behind early and they can't crawl their way back. That's 3 straight to open the year, 0-3. And then week number 4, it does not get much easier. Miami's speed is too much for the New York Football Jets in this particular game. Tyreek and Waddle run wild. The New York secondary looks exposed and the offense still isn't in rhythm. Starting the season off 0-4. It's a brutal start. The Jets open with 4 straight losses and a serious question mark at quarterback. The defense is hanging in there, but the offense, it's flat. The schedule was never going to be easy, but the pressure is mounting early in New York. Did they make the right move of bringing in Justin Fields? And then week number 5, a breakthrough finally happens. The defense makes big plays. Justin Fields connects with Garrett Wilson, and the Jets snag their first win of the year versus a very, very good Dallas Cowboys team, moving them to 1-4. And then week 6, they welcome the Denver Broncos into town. Sean Payton and the Denver Broncos guys are a very, very solid team. And the Jets ride their momentum. Breece Hall finds the end zone twice, and the defense makes Bo Nix very uncomfortable, giving the Jets the 2nd straight win of the season, moving into 2-4. And then it continues. Back-to-back home games, the Jets take full advantage of this. The field is starting to settle in, and the team has life again, beating the Carolina Panthers, moving into 3-4 on the season. But then week number 8, they are back on the road taking on the Cincinnati Bengals. Joe Burrow is a different beat. Now, the Jets do hang on early, and they make it competitive into the 4th quarter, but the Cincinnati Bengals, I think, pull away late. There's no shame in this one, but the playoff path remains rocky, moving them to 3-5 on the season. So, guys, after the first 8 weeks, they are 3-5. After an 0-4 start, the Jets fight their way back into the conversation. The offense is finally waking up, and the defense continues to make splash plays. But they'll need to keep stacking wins after week 9 bye if they want to stay relevant in the AFC. So week 9 obviously is the bye, and then week 10, they're at home taking on the Browns. The Jets struggle coming off the bye. Cleveland's defense clamps down, and Fields is under duress all day long. This one feels like a missed opportunity. Lost to the Browns at home, dropping into 3-6 on the season. Then week number 11, they travel to New England to take on the Patriots. It doesn't matter who is coaching. The Jets can't solve the Patriots in Foxborough. New England controls the trenches and drags this into a sloppy, ugly game, but they pull it out, dropping the Jets to 7 on the season. Then week number 12, this one gets out of hand early. Lamar Jackson and the Ravens does Lamar Jackson things. And the Jets fall into a hole too deep to dig out of 3 straight losses post-bye, moving them to 3-8 on the season. Now, through 12 weeks, guys, they're sitting at 3-8. Reality check, just when it feels like the Jets were turning things around, they drop 3 straight. The offense is inconsistent, and the defense is clearly getting wore down. The road ahead does not get much easier, but week 13, they are back at home. A back in the win column as well. The Falcons don't have a quarterback to challenge the New York secondary, and the Jets capitalize. Week 14, they back at home take on the Miami Dolphins. This is a revenge game. The Jets stun the Miami Dolphins at home. Fields plays his best game of the season, and the defense contains the speed from the season. Now, playoffs are starting to be coming into the Jets' mouth. Week 15 as they travel to Jacksonville to take on the Jaguars. Because the Jets run into a Trevor Lawrence on the road, and the Jags are just too much offensively. The playoff door is just about shut after this one, moving into 5-9 on the season. Now, week 16, they're back on the road, taking on the Saints. A tough road stretch continues. The New Orleans shuts down the Jets' run game and controls the pace yet again. Another December loss. So through 16 weeks, guys, they are 5-10. They're still mathematically alive, but realistically, this season's gone. The Jets have shown flashes, but consistency has been the issue all year long. With just 2 games left and both are divisional battles, and week 17, finally the Jets beat the Patriots. It's a sweet moment at MetLife Stadium. If it doesn't mean much of the standings, they still win, moving them to 6-10 on the season. And then week 18, they travel to Buffalo, Orchard Park, the last regular season ever game at Orchard Park, and the Buffalo Bills are chasing playoff seeding, and they handle business at home. The Jets end the season with a whimper, and the questions start circling in New York yet again. So my final thoughts, 6-11 for the New York Jets. This is a transitional year. Justin Fields showed some promise, but the offensive line, coaching, and lack of identity still haunt the New York Jets. They still have some building blocks here, but not enough to truly compete in the AFC East. So, guys, let me ask you this question. Do you guys believe in Justin Fields as a long-term answer for the New York Jets? Or should New York already be thinking about drafting yet another quarterback in 2026? Guys, drop your takes, drop your predictions, and drop your comments down below. Let's talk about it. Daniel Berry Sports Highlight says, Happy Memorial Day, everybody. Yes, hopefully everybody had a good Memorial Day. Wished well for those loved ones, missed the people that are lost, and just had some great family time. Old Man River says the Jets go 7-10. Old Man River, I think we're right about the same page here. 7-10, 6-11. We're right on the same page. But Real McCoy says, hold my beer. The Jets will go 8-9. Fields can ball. Give him time. Well, unfortunately, Real McCoy, he will not have time in New York. The offensive line is terrible. Let's just be honest. It is terrible. And the Jets are desperate to win now. Yes, I understand Aaron Glenn is a first-year coach in there, right? I understand Justin Fields has a lot of talent behind him, but there is not a lot of waiting game in New York. Let's just call it what it is. If they go 8-9, Justin Fields will survive for a couple seasons. If they go 6-11, I predict that they will draft a quarterback in 2026. RPG Production says, all I know is that the Patriots are going to sweep the Jets. Nope. They split. The Jets will win at MetLife Stadium over the Patriots. Week 17. It is going to happen. Old Man River says he could be if his line lets him. Correct. So the offensive line of the New York Jets is the biggest question mark. They have talent. They have Breece Hall. They have Garrett Wilson. They have other weapons around them. The defense has sparks of being dominant. Sauce Gardner could quite be the best cornerback in the NFL. Could be locking down the whole half of the field. But if the offensive line cannot protect Justin Fields, give him more than 3 seconds to throw the ball, we are looking at Chicago 101 all over again. And unfortunately, Justin Fields does not do well when he only has 2 seconds to throw the ball. It is what it is. It sucks for him, but it is what it is. But guys, let me know. What do you guys think the Jets are going to do in 2025? So now, what RPG Productions have been waiting for, that is the one and only New England Patriots. Guys, year one of the Mike Vrabel era in New England. No more Bill Belichick. No more Gerard Mayo. No more quarterback carousel. Guys, the Patriots are searching for identity, and they're trying to crawl their way out of the AFC East basement. The question is simple, guys. Can Vrabel put together a winning season in Foxborough, or is this just a rebuild in disguise? So, guys, let's get into the way too early win-loss prediction for the New England Patriots in 2025. And week number 1, Mike Vrabel opens up strong. The Patriots open up strong. Drake May does his hang, and the Patriots take care of business at home versus a physical Las Vegas Raiders defense. I don't care who the coach is. I don't care if it's Pete Carroll or Antonio Pierce, whatever, right? They can't match the intensity of opening day at Patriots with the new regime and helm. The Patriots start 1-0. But then week number 2, they travel to Miami. It's going to be hot. It's going to be humid. They're going to be in the sun. It's going to be 120 degrees on them, and the Miami Speeds overwhelm them. Tyreek Hill and Jalen Waddle stretch the field, and the Patriots offense cannot keep pace, moving the Patriots to 1-0 on the season. And then week number 3, they are back at home. Tough sledding against the Pittsburgh Steelers front 7. Now, we don't know who the Pittsburgh Steelers quarterback is going to be, whether it's Aaron Rodgers, Will Howard, or Mason Rudolph, but they make just enough key plays to drop the New England Patriots for the second straight loss, moving into 1-2 on the season. Now, week number 4, they're back at home in this, quote, get-right game. Bryce Young is still trying to figure things out again in this young season, and the Patriots dominate defensively, ground and pound carries all day, moving them through 2-2 the first 4 weeks of the season. Now, this team is still trying to find its rhythm, find its groove, find its mojo. But 500 through the first 4 weeks, there's a reason for optimism. Excuse me. The defense is clearly a strength, and the offense can develop some chemistry, right? And the Patriots could stay competitive deep into the year. But they do play Week 5 at Buffalo. Josh Allen owns this matchup. The Buffalo Bills defense get another quarterback, and it's just too much for the New England Patriots to handle. They get after the quarterback early and often, dropping the Patriots to 2-3. And then week number 6, they travel to the Big Easy, to the Caesars Sports Dome down there, a gritty road win over the New England Saints. Mike Vrabel's team is going to travel well, I think, this season, and they grind out a low-scoring victory over a bad New Orleans Saints team. Then week number 7, they travel to Nashville, Tennessee to take on Mike Vrabel's former team. The Patriots bring the edge and out-tough the Tennessee Titans on the road. The defense comes up big in the red zone, keeping the Titans scoreless in this particular game, moving the Patriots to 4-3 on the season. Optimism is real. Playoff bound teams are real. The Patriots are looking like the real deal, and it continues into week 8 when they're back at home taking on the Cleveland Browns. This is where the New England Patriots physicality starts to shine. Cleveland tries to ground and pound the rock in front, but the front 7 of the Patriots hold face. 3 wins in a row, and the Patriots are quietly surging. 5-3. Week 9, they play the Atlanta Falcons. Home cooking works yet again. Atlanta Falcons can't protect long enough, and the Patriots take advantage of turnovers to cruise to the 4th straight win. So through first 9 weeks of the season, guys, the Patriots are sitting at 6-3. Now, that is what I call a turn around. New England has put together a solid midseason push and sit behind the Buffalo Bills and the Miami Dolphins in the AFC East at this particular point. Vrabel has the team believing, Vrabel has the fans believing, Vrabel has the media believing, and more importantly, they are winning the games that they should. But insert week 10. Insert week 10, a trap game, a trip down to Tampa Bay Buccaneers, and Baker Mayfield plays lights out, and the Patriots' win streak ends in Tampa. The offense stalls, and the penalties pile up. A not-so-Mike Vrabel type of game. Week number 11, the New England Patriots keep owning the Jets in Foxborough, and the defense swarms Justin Fields, and the Pats remain in the playoff picture, getting a win over the Jets in week 11, moving to 7-4. Then, week 12, this is where the wheels start to come off the wagon. This is where the schedule starts to toughen up. Joe Burrow is surgical, and the Patriots can't get enough pressure to disrupt his passing game. They lose to the Bengals, dropping into 7-5 on the season. Now, week 13, they're back at home. This one stings. This one stings because the New York Giants come into town, and the Patriots drop a winnable home game versus a scrappy Giants team. Momentum takes a serious hit here heading into the bye week. So for the first 13 weeks, they're sitting at 7-6. From 6-3 to 7-6, the Patriots are showing signs of inconsistent play yet again. The defense is still tough, but the offense isn't built to win shootouts. A well-timed bye might help stabilize things, but the final stretch is a gauntlet. So week 14 is their bye week, and then coming out of the bye week, they're at home playing the Buffalo Bills. Same story, different week. The Patriots try to keep it close, but the Buffalo Bills just have too many weapons on the offensive side of the ball. Divisional hopes start to fade fast as they lose the Buffalo Bills, dropping to 7-7. Week 16, they travel to Baltimore. Baltimore is on a playoff mission. Lamar Jackson carves up that defense, and the New England Patriots have no answer. It's back-to-back losses post-bye. And then week 17, the Jets get revenge. Justin Fields finally puts together a complete game and hands the Patriots their 3rd straight loss. Playoff dreams are now officially over at 7-9. Week 18, they do close out the game strong, or the season strong at home. The Dolphins are resting the starters because they're not playing for shit but draft picks, and the New England finishes on a high note, but the damage is already done, giving them an 8-9 record in 2025. Another year hovering around 500, Mike Vrabel clearly is bringing back the toughness back to the Patriots, but the talent gap in the AFC East is a very, very real thing. There are flashes of hope, especially on defense, but until the quarterback play and offensive line solidify, the New England Patriots need or remain on the outside looking in. So, guys, is Mike Vrabel the guy to lead the Patriots back to the playoffs? Or are they still a few years and a franchise quarterback away from being a contender? Let me know what you think in the comments. Drop your win-loss predictions down below, and let's get into the discussion. Big Papa Bill says, go Bills. Okay. Big Papa Bill says the Patriots are overrated just like the 2024 Jets. Big Papa Bill, I will raise you to 2023 Jets, to 2022 Jets, and the 2021 Jets. Yes, I do think the hype around the Patriots is a little too high. They need to come back down to reality. I think the Patriots is a 500 team. Real McCoy says they will be 6-11 this season. That could be a little bit more realistic, right? Drop a couple more divisional games, right? But we will see. We'll see. Alpha Rob says they'll be 9-8, but they missed the playoffs. Now, Alpha Rob, 9-8 is a very, very respectable season, I think. Because when you look at the Patriots, they have been dog shit bad. Let's just be honest. They have not been good the last couple seasons. If you go 9-8 and in playoff conversation, that is a nice stepping stone, building blocks for the upcoming seasons, right? So if they're 9-8, Buffalo Bills better watch out. My man Charlie's in the chat. What's up, Charlie? What's up, brother? Oh man, River says the Patriots will go 6-11, and the Raiders going to beat them on the home opener. Ooh, slow it down, baby. Guys, I would love to be a NFL schedule maker because honestly, you get a new head coach, a new quarterback in Las Vegas, traveling to New England with a new coach. Still the same quarterback, but still a rookie-ish second-year quarterback, right? This game might be must-watch TV, honestly. Now, obviously, it's way too early, but this might be a game that I pop my cherry and we go live on, because this NFL season, guys, we are going to try the live interaction show, right? We are going to try something new, and this might be the first game that we pop the cherry on, and that is the Raiders versus Patriots. That's so we will see. Charlie said I needed to change my vote. Your vote. You can't change your vote, brother. You cannot change your votes. I think is what he said. I don't know. So what are we talking about today? We're talking about the AFC East. The way too early win-loss prediction on the AFC East. Mike, All Member says Vrabel is a decent coach, but a couple years before the playoffs. Now, Old Man River, let me ask you this question. Is he a couple years, are the Patriots in general a couple years out of the playoffs because of the rest of the NFC is so good? Because if you think about it, we have 4 or 5 teams that are going to be locks in the playoffs pretty much every year for the next 5 to 6 years, meaning the Buffalo Bills, the Ravens, the Chiefs, and the Houston Texans, right? I feel like the Houston Texans are a lock because the AFC South is so bad. But then when you look at the wild card games, right, we are probably going to get the Chargers, Broncos, or Raiders as the 5th seed, one of those guys. And you're going to have the Jaguars come sneaking up, and the Bengals and Steelers are still going to be in conversations, right? And then you cannot sleep on a team like the Jaguars or potentially the Colts as well. So is it just because the AFC is so deep, so loaded, or because they're actually just, couple years out to being a competitive team? Charlie says, I think the Patriots would go 7-11. So what would be 7-11 wins? That's a wide range, brother. So Charlie is saying 7-11 wins for the Patriots. That is way too big of range. I think we would consider that a waffle, Charlie. And there's no waffling around here on the Man Hour, brother. Now, because if you're a 7-8 win team, you're missing the playoffs. If you're a 9-10 win team, you're making the playoffs. If you're an 11 win team, you might be winning that division. So that could go from last to first place with the 7 and like 11. That's saying, just saying.
Pigskin pun. Get you some.
All right, guys. So what are my final thoughts here? My final thoughts. Guys, the AFC has long been one of the most predictable divisions in football the last several years. And in 2025, I feel that this keeps pace. The Bills are reloaded and the Patriots are trying to fight their way back, and the Jets still searching for answers. And the Dolphins, well, we might be watching them take yet another step back. So tonight, guys, we broke down the way too early AFC East playoff win-loss predictions. We walked through each team's trajectory and revealed my projected win. So buckle up, guys. We are going to recap it. So coming in at 4th place in 2025 will be the Miami Dolphins. I think they'll go 5-12 overall and 3-3 in the division. Let's start at the bottom, right? And yeah, I said it. The Dolphins are going to be are going to go from playoff hopefuls to AFC East bottom dwellers. But between the cap issues, aging veterans, and a defense that doesn't look nearly as physical under new leadership, the team is trending downwards. They will steal a few divisional games, and they will always play the New England Patriots and the Jets tough. But road trips to teams like Green Bay, Indy, and Houston doesn't help this offense at all. The offense still has flashes, but they're inconsistent. And if Tua can't stay healthy or productive for the full 17-game season, this game goes south quickly. So I think they will finish 5-12, take a massive step backwards, and I think something is going to have to change in Miami and fast, a.k.a. fire Mike McDaniels. And then in 3rd place, it is going to be yet another long year for Gang Green. Justin Fields is a stopgap, not a savior. And while the defense can hold its own, the lack of offensive firepower and trench domination keeps them from competing with the top dogs. They do put together a 3-game winning streak mid-season, beating the Cowboys, the Broncos, and the Carolina Panthers, and they sneak out a late win over the Patriots, but otherwise the AFC gauntlet proves too much. I think the Jets will finish 6-11, 2-4 in the division, and the Jets have some pieces, but they're still looking for a few playmakers and probably yet another head coach in a couple seasons. And they are far, far away from turning the corner. Now, this one is tough because 6-3 midseason, it looked like Mike Vrabel and the New England Patriots were about to flip this team around and do it fast. The defense played hard. The offense line finally finds some continuity, and the identity is clear. Tough, physical, run the ball types of games. They win 5 games straight from weeks 4 through week 9, but then reality hits. Losses to Baltimore, Giants, Bills, and Ravens down the stretch kills any type of playoff momentum that they may have had. And a week 17 loss to the Jets doesn't help either. Still, a 2nd place finish for the New England Patriots at 8-9 is a huge step forward. Mike Vrabel has a team heading in the right direction, but they still need to figure out the quarterback position before they really challenge Buffalo. I do not think Drake May is the man that everybody is living them up to be. And then here we go. AFC champions yet again. The Buffalo Bills sitting at 14-3, 5-1 in the division. Josh Allen is locked in. The defense is deeper. The offense is balanced, and they have a great play caller now. That's a problem for the rest of the conference. The only division loss I have them taking is to Miami. It's just one of those weird, sloppy road games, but beyond that, they dominate they're dominant all of 2025. With wins over the Chiefs and the Chargers and the Ravens, this team shows it's a legit Super Bowl threat. So 14-3, 5-1 in the division for the Buffalo Bills. The road through the AFC East crown still runs through Buffalo, and based on its schedule, it might run through Orchard Park in January as well. So my final predictions, way too early for the AFC East, guys, is the Buffalo Bills #1, the New England Patriots #2, the Jets coming in at 3rd, and of course the Miami Dolphins finishing at 4th. So guys, will the Buffalo Bills run the East in 2025 yet again? Or can the Vrabel's Patriots or a wildcard team like the Jets surprise us all? And do you agree that the Dolphins are due for a big overhaul this season? Guys, drop your AFC East predictions down in the comments below. I want to hear from you. Let's get into those comments. RPG Predictions says, look at my predictions in the chat. I had them going 11-6. The Patriots are not going to go 11-6. Alpha Rob had them at 9 wins, and I think that is their ceiling. I think the ceiling for the New England Patriots is 9 wins. It is what it is. Old Man River says, either you're right or you're wrong. It's all about bragging rights. It is all about bragging rights, right? And I'm right 90% of the time, Old Man River. The only division that I totally effed up last season was the AFC South because I had faith that Will Levis was the man. And Will Levis has a really hot girlfriend, or had a really hot girlfriend. And now she's out banging like 15 guys at once. But I'm always right, baby. I am the guru here. You guys should start to respect my authority. Rip McCoy says the Bills are unstoppable this season. It's theirs to lose. Theirs to lose meaning the East or the Super Bowl, real McCoy. Because either way, I think you are right. If the Buffalo Bills, sorry, Alpha Rob, I'm going to put this hex on you. If the Buffalo Bills are not playing in the AFC Championship game this season, they need to blow it up. They just need to blow it up. Whether it's find another new office of a coordinator, find a new head coach, something. They need to blow it up. If they are not playing the AFC Championship game this season. I said it. It is what it is. RPG Productions, is the Patriots having 8 or 11 wins reasonable? That is a wide range. So 8 wins is definitely reasonable. 9 wins is definitely reasonable. But beyond that, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, that is not reasonable. I think you're way out of line if you think the Patriots are going to be a double-digit win team in 2025. Now, I think they are a decent team. I think they have a lot of qualities in them. Their defense is going to be good. I am excited to see the growth of Christian Gonzalez. I'm excited to see the growth of Drake May. I still think he's below average, but I'm still excited to see his growth and projection. Maybe he can be the man, the myth, the legend. But I think most of the people in our chat were right. 8 or 9 wins is right where they need to be. RPG Productions also says, I think about it that we can go from 9 to 11 wins by beating the Jets twice and maybe beating the Bills once. So I actually have them beating the Jets once. I had them beating the Dolphins once, and I have them. So they are actually 2-4 in the division. I don't see how the Patriots can beat the Bills. I just do not see this logically. But it is what it is. And Alpha Rob says, I agree. If the Buffalo Bills do not make the AFC Championship game, it is time to blow it up. I'm not trying to get ill will on like anybody, but blow it up. Blow it up, baby. Blow it up. But guys, before we sign off tonight, guys, I want to leave you guys all with something real. In the world that seems to thrive on division, criticism, and conflict, it is easy to forget one simple truth. We're all humans at the end of the day. We laugh, we cry, we fall, we arise, and more than ever, we need each other. It doesn't matter where you're from. It doesn't matter what you believe in or how different you may seem. Every person you meet is carrying their own story, their own battles, and their own dreams. So I want you guys to lead with kindness, choose empathy, and above all, love. Love louder than hate. Love stronger than fear. Love in a way that inspires others to do the same. Because when we show love, not just in our words, but in our actions, that's when the real change begins. So let's be those people. The one who lifts others up. The one who chooses compassion over judgment. The ones who make the world just a little bit better place. Guys, thank you guys for being here tonight. Thank you for being part of the Man Hour Nation. And as always, Man Hour Nation, rise up.
Hey, now it's time to take off. Gotta keep it live and raw. Better stay tuned in. Man Hour NFL talk. I know that you're ready for more. They on the field, ready for war. Who's in the lead? I'm checking the score. We about to do it like never before. NFL live, uncut, raw. This is Man Hour NFL talk. Let's go.